I believed myself to be a woman of strong faith, and I believed that my theological convictions were steady and unchangeable. My faith and convictions were grounded in years of attending church, reading my Bible alongside devotionals and Christian books, serving on mission trips, taking Bible classes at both a Christian college and a Bible school, joining Bible studies, and going through missions training. I knew what I knew to be true, and I thought nothing would shake me from it. But when my marriage fell apart, my faith shattered. I had previously believed that a belief in and love for God could save any marriage, but my belief and love weren't enough to hold mine together. I had always believed Christians were the most loving and forgiving, but now I felt their judgment in the time when I needed their love the most. I had believed that prayer could fix everything if I just prayed hard enough, but I had prayed for years for my marriage. I had believed that if women submitted to their husbands, then they would have a happy marriage, and yet I found instead that sometimes we were submitting ourselves to our own doom. Now I had a greater understanding as to why things break. I wondered, though, how could I reconcile this with my faith? Had it been a sin to get a divorce, as I had so often been taught? Was the church a safe and accepting place for me as a divorcee? And at the core of my questioning was a desire to know, did God still love me? God's heart on divorce. Growing up in the church, I heard messages like, the Bible says God hates divorce. With strong wording like that, it surely didn't feel like there was much wiggle room to see divorce in any other way. I grew up understanding that divorce was a sin and that it displeased God. Many of the Christian leaders I learned from referenced Matthew 19 when speaking on divorce, claiming that divorce is prohibited and only permitted in cases of sexual immorality. But what does this mean for women who find themselves in harmful or unhealthy marriages? What about substance addiction, negligence to the marriage or family, or abuse of any kind? Jesus doesn't speak on these. So does that mean that God intends for women in these types of marriages to remain faithful, to stay at all costs? Some Christians would say so. As we look to the Bible to be a guide in our lives, it is helpful to consider two factors. First, we should remember the nature of the Bible. It is not a self-help book or instructional manual, but rather a book written by real humans in ancient history. These humans were led by God to record the things they saw and heard, and so we consider the text inspired, and much has remained unchanged over thousands of years, even as we find more copies from antiquity.